chapter number 7. Already we have finished our previous chapter, that was 6th chapter, and now in our next class or today's class is going to start from chapter number 7. In this chapter we shall have to read the economy and society, that is 6th century BC to first half of the 7th century AD. In this chapter we shall have to read the development of the society, development of civilization, which occurred according to the demand of time. At the time of starting in the chapter or the introductory part of the chapter, here we have mentioned a poem of Rabindranath Tagore. Actually, the heading of this poem is Ora Kaj Kore. This is a famous poem of Rabindranath Tagore. Actually, Rabindranath Tagore was a romantic poet. Because why we shall have to tell him as a romantic poet? Actually, romanticism is a bond relation, a close relation between nature and man. In this poem, the Tagore that had written and mentioned the common people of the society. The common people of the society and their lifestyle have no change. From the primitive to present, some common people and their activity of life are the same. The poet wanted to say, one king comes, and after a while, a new king come to govern the dynasties or rule the dynasties. But the common people and their lifestyle have no change. This is the main things that have been mentioned by R.N. Tagore in his poem Ora Kaj Kore. Anyway, regarding the fact, I would like to tell you an English poem which was written by John Keats, a romantic poet also. The name of the poem is To One Who Has Been Long a City Paint. In this poem, the romantic poet John Keats described the beautification of the nature and the man's life and the differences of our life, which is prevailing in our village life, and another part of our life is city life. Just like this, a Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore also tried to say this in his poem Ora Kaj Kore. Okay, this is the introduction of this chapter. Now I will discuss according to the topics, and now you may follow in your books, which is page number 99 and topics 7.1. Now I will discuss this topic in my next audio. Now, in topic 7.1, page number 99 of your textbook, I would like to discuss about the history of age of 16th Mahajanapadas. That was, 6th century BC to 4th century BC. And our today's another topic is, that is 7.2, Mauryan age. Dear boys and girls, one thing you will remember in the chapter, total development or the effort of developing the society had been occurred in this period. Actually, lifestyle of the two periods was the same. Maximum people, common people of that dynasties or that period of our history depended on agriculture. Agricultural production, that is crops, they cultivated as maximum Mahajanapadas, and the civilization, which was rural civilization, was flourished besides the Gangetic Valley. As they are based on or dependent on agriculture, so sufficient water was very necessary to continue their productivity. So, the common people of that period chosen the place of these Gangetic valleys for their agricultural purposes. Actually, there was no difference between two periods, that was 16 Mahajanapada, age of 16 Mahajanapada and age of Mauryan Empire. Both of them and the uses of the agricultural weapons are the same. The quality of the agricultural weapons was developed, and they depended totally on agricultural production, and the land of that period was very fertile. Different kinds of crops are sown in different seasons. The crops bore names according to the seasons. Paddy was the most important crops, and Sali was the best quality. Sali, which is Sali? Sali is one type of paddy. It was mostly cultivated in the Magadha region. Wheat, barley, and sugarcane are also cultivated. Unlike the early times, everyone did not have equal right over lands. A small section of people enjoyed right over large tract of lands. Beside them, there were the landless cultivators. And the animal husbandry is also prevalent at that period. The cattle were needed for cultivation, and we have seen already there was a decrease in number of cattle sacrifices after 5th century BC, that is after origin of Buddhism and Jainism. Here, the trade and commerce also started, and like this, a common form of currency was there. A number of round and square silver coins have also been recovered. However, it has not been possible to find any coins of those times from the south to Bindu Mountains. In the history of ancient India, the first city had been seen in the Harappan civilization. That I have told you, the Harappan civilization was the first urban civilization. That already I have told in our previous class. After almost 1,000 years, evidence of rise of towns and cities can be found. This urbanization had happened in North India, mainly in the Gangetic valleys. The urbanization that had taken place in 6th century BC is known as the second urbanization. This is the most important characters. And the cities of that period, the capital of the most of the Mahajanapadas were famous cities. The cities used to be surrounded by walls of stone, earth or bricks. The cities were large in size than the rural settlements. Many people associated with administration and commerce used to live in the society. None produced their own food. This is the most important character or factors. In our city life or our urban life, none can produce himself the food grain. But in our countryside, that is village life or urban life, rural life, they totally dependent on themselves for production or necessity of their food grains. Anyway, in this period, 6th century, within the family and society, the place of woman was lower than that of the man. Educational opportunities for women and had diminished over time. There was an increasing trend in society to marry of girls at a young age. However, the Buddhism had a more liberal outlook towards women than